We begin with this morning's top story, Ebola and the president's plan to contain the virus in this country.
With possibly infected healthcare workers traveling on planes and cruise ships, the president has been facing serious criticism of the handling of the crisis. A New York Times report out this morning claims that President Obama is said to be, quote, frustrated and angry over mistakes made in the outbreak. For more on the increased White House response, we turn now to Julianna Goldman, who is in our Washington bureau. Julianna, good morning.
Good morning. After coming under fire for a lax response, the White House is calling Ron Klain their Ebola response coordinator. And late last night, the president announced a new team he's formed and is dispatching to Dallas. They'll oversee the task of monitoring and identifying everyone who has come into contact with the 3 people diagnosed with Ebola. The White House says Ron Klain brings management expertise and will devote 100% of his time to coordinating the multi-agency response to Ebola.
What we were looking for is not an Ebola expert, but rather an implementation expert. And that's exactly what Ron Klain is.
Klain was a member of the team of advisors who helped prep the president for his election debates, and at one point was even a potential candidate to serve as his chief of staff. He served in that role for Vice President Joe Biden from 2009 to 2011, and he was also former Vice President Al Gore's chief of staff from 1995 to 1999. During the 2000 recount, Klain was Gore's lawyer, a role played by Kevin Spacey in the HBO movie about the disputed election. Among the many issues on Klain's plate, calls for a travel ban from Ebola-stricken countries to the U.S. More than 50 lawmakers, most of them Republicans, have urged the president to implement travel restrictions. On Friday, Texas Governor Rick Perry joined those calls.
Air travel is, in fact, how this disease crosses borders, and it's certainly how it got to Texas in the first place.
The president has said he's not philosophically opposed to a travel ban, but is deferring for now to health officials, who argue it would actually result in more cases of the deadly disease. Meanwhile, the administration is pleading with the rest of the world to step up its financial commitments. Secretary of State John Kerry said the United Nations has only raised about a third of the $1 billion it requested to fight the outbreak.
If we don't adequately address this current outbreak now, then Ebola has the potential to become a scourge like HIV or polio that we will end up fighting, all of us, for decades.
The administration is really trying to walk a fine line here. They want to show that they're handling the threat with urgency, but also don't want to stoke fears. And so President Obama used his weekly radio address to try and ease concerns. He emphasized that with only 3 confirmed cases diagnosed in the U.S., there is not an epidemic here at home.
Julianna Goldman in Washington. Thank you, Julianna.